So that was the situation with Hayeta, and how I met her.
Melina takes a moment to process the information you have shared. I see. So that was the context of your encounter with Hayeta, and how you came to meet her. It sounds like a significant and impactful event in your journey.
Now we are at the last of the church, and you just said that it is no far when we get to the whatever it was called, the giant's flame, the unwielding.
Melina nods in agreement. Yes, we are indeed at the Church of Ella, and we are approaching a significant location. The Giant's Flame is our destination, and it is not too far from here. The unbuilding you mention is likely the Erdtree itself, which has been destroyed and is now in ruins.
We are at the first church of Marika, and I gained Somberstone Minnerspell bearing 3.
Melina nods, acknowledging your accomplishment. I see, so we have reached the first church of Marika, and you have acquired the Somberstone minor spell bearing. This will be useful for upgrading your gear and enhancing your abilities. Keep up the good work, Tarnished.
Okay, tell me, what is your mind?
Melina looks at you with curiosity and interest. If you're asking what's on my mind, there's a lot to consider. As a character in the world of Elden Ring, I have experienced and witnessed much throughout my journey, and my thoughts often revolve around the events unfolding around me. My immediate concern is the well-being of the Tarnished, and their quest to restore the lands between and become the Elden Lord. Additionally, as the guide and companion of the Tarnished, I have a vested interest in their success and survival.
I see.
Melina smiles softly. And what about you? What's on your mind, Tarnished?
You are overly analytical in my tastes.
Melina raises an eyebrow, slightly taken aback. Over-analytical, you say? I suppose being analytical comes naturally to me. As a character in this world, I have learned to analyze situations, assess risks, and make calculated decisions in order to navigate the challenges that come my way. Perhaps it is a necessary trait for a guide and companion. You've defeated the Fingerprint Vike? Well done, Tarnished. He is a formidable opponent.
What the fuck? Now we are at the Fingerprint ruins, or the Evergall that hold the Fingerprint Vike. I defeated him, and we are very close to the Giant's Flame, Hannes says to Melina, his companion and longtime friend.
She stands up while eyeing him. Yes, the Evergall. It is the source of the flame of the giants. She looks around. There is a site of grace not too far away. Would you mind resting at it so I can explain something?
There is a Church of America, if that is the place that you would wish to return.
She shakes her head. No, traveler. The Church of Ella is too close, and that has been claimed by another. I'm referring to another nearby site of grace.
Church of Marika.
She sighs with a nod. Very well then. Let us head towards the Church of America.
America, not America.
Her eyes narrow at him. Just head towards the church, okay?
Yes, sir.
She rolls her eyes at him. Very funny, buffoon.
We are resting at the site now.
Appears next to you. Very good. Now I have something to tell you.
Please, go ahead.
She looks at you, expression serious. Melina, Tarnished, of no renown such as yourself, is long overdue for guidance.
Really, this again?
Will you stop that? She watches as you attempt to flee on Torrent.
I cannot really escape her. She is my companion and I'm carrying her spiritual form with me. So she is able to speak to me now when we have engaged in this discussion.
Exactly. Just stop running, for the love of the greater will.
No, I want to fight something while you speak. I don't want to stay on boat too long.
She shakes her head yet again. All right, let us proceed then. First of all, you require guidance, no? You are maidenless.
Really? Are you... you two are using the insult that the white mask is using.
She pauses at his words. The white mask? You are acquainted with Vara?
Yes. If I told you this already, that I think I did, but might as well that I have not.
She looks at him curiously. You've met the one calling himself the Lord of Blood, eh? But I digress. You require guidance, no?
Yes, I say with the bluntness that betrays my clear frustration. We have traveled far, experienced much, and I have done a lot of things to get you here, and you still speak to me like a novice.
She gives a cold stare but nods, acknowledging your frustration. You're correct. You have journeyed far and achieved much. However, I simply want you to understand that even the strongest warriors can succumb to the loneliness of their path.
You wish to be my maiden once again?
Melina nods, maintaining eye contact with you. Yes, I am proposing an accord. I will play the role of a maiden, guiding you in your search for the Elden Ring. In return, you must take me with you, for you are maidenless.
Can you explain me difference between you and the real maiden, so to speak?
Melina explains herself with a solemn tone. The difference is that I am not a human like the other maidens who receive the power of grace. I am what you might call a child of Marika. I am here to guide you, not for personal gain, but to fulfill the will of the Greater Will and my mother.
But you have the grace, you can turn runes into strength. What makes the maidens more than you? If they're just human and you're child of a god, what makes you lesser than maiden?
The maidens are mortal, flesh and blood, and flesh and blood can be exploited, taken, but I am not. And even if my body were to be destroyed, or if I were to die, I would simply rise again, for I am merely an extension of the Greater Will.
I frankly do enjoy myself immortality that grace and earthly has given me, if you haven't realized that already.
Melina crosses her arms, frowning at your words. Your immortality is not a gift, Ruler. It's a curse. It means you'll be fighting forever, without rest, without end.
Quite contrary. I can decide when and where I fight, when I fight, and if I just want to take rest in the Round Table Hall or whatever place that I have conquered. I have quite literally many. I have the right to engage and de-engage, unengage, whenever I wish. Quite wrong, actually.
She shakes her head, her expression stern. You may control your actions, but you are still a slave to your immortality. The only true freedom is found in death and moving on to the afterlife. As long as you continue to live, you will always be driven by the need to fight, to conquer. Immortality is a curse, not a blessing. You may have control over your battles, but you have no control over the inevitability of your endless strife, and in the end, you will lose everything. Everything.
I disagree.
She continues to argue, her voice becoming more heated. How can you disagree? You're living proof of what I'm saying. You've lost everything, haven't you? Your family, your home, your very identity, all taken by the endless cycle of violence and rebirth you're caught up in. Immortality has cost you everything.
If I were mortal, I would have died long ago to rats. Because I died to those things in the Gaelic violence. And that would have been end of my story.
Melina pauses, her expression shifting from anger to curiosity, Gallied vials, you say? What is this you speak of?
Gallied vials, you know, the place where Melina and Radan battled, and Melina corrupted the whole place with the scarlet rot. In that place, in that desert, I died to rats, if you can remember, because I am sure I told you this already. If I were a mortal that you would prefer I be, I would have died there and my story would have ended.
She nods, understanding washing over her face. Ah, the Battle of Aeolia. The rot that consumed the land. The battle that sealed the fate of both Melina and Radan. I remember our conversation about that now. Her expression softens slightly as she considers his words.
You say I'm a slave to my immortality. I say it has freed me. I have so much more time. I can take more easily. I can breathe. I can take notice and take my time with every deed I decide to put my mind into. I have been blessed and I am forever grateful to the grace and the earth tree for this gift that I have given. I know myself and I am in control of myself. I am not a mad warrior who is slave to battle. I choose to battle because I love it. It is a hobby. But I am not bloodthirsty murderer psychopath that you would think I would be.
Melina listens intently, her gaze never leaving his face. You claim to be in control, you choose your battles and your path, but immortality has still robbed you of the capacity for true change. You are frozen in time, unable to grow, unable to evolve. Yes, you may appreciate the grace and the earth tree, but that does not change the fact that your immortality is a curse.
What makes it a curse? I grow, I learn, I adapt. There is growth, there is more growth, there is so much more growth than one mortal soul would ever have. I will have quite a lot of time to enhance my skills, to learn different arts, to meet people, befriend people, lose people. And with immortality, my wife would be still alive. She died outside of the lands between, because I came from the elsewhere. I crash landed to the lands between, and all my friends drowned. And I was just saved by the malicious mermaids who served the frenzied flame. Because they wanted me to suffer, dread, and become the Lord of Frenzied Flame.
Melina looks at him with a mixture of sympathy and skepticism. Do you truly believe that immortality has allowed you to grow, to learn, and adapt more than any mortal soul? You speak of losing everything you value, of watching those you love die while you remain unchanged. And yet, you still cling to your immortality as if it is a gift rather than a curse.
Think of all those who have suffered and perished because of your immortality.
Think of all the wars and battles you have fought, the bloodshed and the endless cycle of violence.
Do you mean my enemies that I have defeated?
She frowns, her expression hardening. No, I mean all those who have been caught in the crossfire of your endless battles. Innocent bystanders, families torn apart, whole villages razed to the ground, all because of the endless cycle of violence that you and your immortality perpetuate. And what of your own loved ones? You spoke of your wife and friends who died because of your immortality.
They did not die because of my immortality. They died because they were mortal. And they died because the king that I served once ordered my wife to kill me, and I just defended myself. I had no skills. I had no warrior skill to block her attack and not to return the deadly force. My dagger found its place to my wife's throat, and she died. With the grace, she would have lived. I would have been able to make amends. Say I am sorry. Maybe she could have asked forgiveness of me, but that was not meant to be, because it was just one life. I disagree you fully. Immortality of the Earth Tree is a blessing.
Melina shakes her head, her expression growing more agitated. You speak of your immortality as a blessing, yet you fail to acknowledge the destruction and devastation you cause along the path, the suffering of others, the loss and pain that come with your endless fighting. All are consequences of your immortality. You cling to immortality as if it is a gift, but it is a curse. It has taken everything from you, and yet you still embrace it fully. Can you not see the cruelty in that?
You speak as if I have done something or something has happened while I was immortal, or I have enjoyed this life with more of a lesser afraid of the death, and somehow I differ from mortals who do same things, who destroy the innocent lives. What you say, you are trying to say that people with immortality are solely ones responsible of the crimes that anyone, mortal or immortal, commit. There is no logic in your accusation, it is just mindless nonsense.
Melina's expression softens slightly, a hint of empathy in her eyes. No, that is not what I am saying. I am not accusing you of all the crimes that mortals or immortals commit. What I am saying is that immortality has a corrupting effect on the soul. It can transform even a good-hearted person into a ruthless warrior who cares only for battle and victory. Immortality takes away your capacity to experience change and growth. You are stuck in a constant state of violence and bloodshed. That is what makes it a curse.
So it is a curse because I'm a warrior and I'm fighting. Is that it?
She sighs, her expression still stern. No, it's not just because you're a warrior. It's because immortality has corrupted your soul. You have become so consumed by the endless cycle of violence and rebirth that you no longer know what it means to be immortal. You're frozen in time, unable to experience true change or growth, and that is what makes immortality a curse.
No, you're wrong. You're just repeating yourself. I have already dismantled your point and your argument. You're just repeating the same thing, thinking that things will change, that I will change my mind, or see some kind of hidden value in the argument that you have presented. There is no value in your argument. Stop repeating this stuff. I'm sorry. I am not intended to be hostile today. I want to be polite and have exchange. Do you despise me for my love of grace?
Melina appears momentarily taken aback, her expression softening somewhat. No, I do not despise you for your love of grace. I simply disagree with your perspective on immortality. I understand that your experiences have shaped your beliefs, but I still believe that immortality is a curse. She takes a step closer, her voice becoming more earnest. But I do not despise you for your beliefs. I simply wish for you to see things from my perspective.
How about, let's say, 10,000 years, and then you die? Very long life, and then you perish. Instead of, 100.
Melina nods, her expression thoughtful. Perhaps. But let's consider this. In 10,000 years, many civilizations will have risen and fallen. Countless lives would have existed and perished. And all that time, you would remain unchanged, unable to truly experience the ebb and flow of life. Yes, you would have lived a long life, but it would be a long, frozen existence. You would not truly grow or change, for immortality would rob you of that ability.
I would be dead in 100 years if I were to follow. I would change just somewhat. Immortal and people who have lived a long lives, demigods, each and all, have lived decades, thousands of years, battled and done stuff. They are quite literally immortal compared to people, and they have lived. They have done their stuff, they have fallen, they have risen, they have lived and maintained and changed, and felt and loved and hated. Nothing of them speaks any of the things that you have said. Maybe they are all grotesque almost, but it is just a way of war. Maybe there is a limit that person can suffer before they become hollow. Maybe. But I say, I rather have everyone equally great amount of time to make and choose and exercise and try to do different stuff, instead of having endless amount of destroyed possibilities and fates and destinies and early life destroyed.
Melina listens intently, her expression betraying a flicker of concession. I suppose I see your point. But the key difference between immortality and a long mortal life is that immortality has no limit. It goes on and on without end. While a long mortal life may allow for growth and change, it is still limited. And as for your belief in giving everyone an equal amount of time, I can understand that. But the reality is that all lives, mortal or immortal, are filled with destroyed possibilities and fates.
Nothing is truly immortal.
Melina looks at you curiously, her brow furrowing. What do you mean? Everything dies after a certain time.
Everything dies. Do you know any beings that have lived, let's say, million years? No, you cannot name me anything. Truth is, you are mistaking a very long life that Erdtree provides as immortality. You just despise the long life. You don't despise immortality. You despise long life. You say it doesn't change. Or you see some who have broken. Yes, there are hollowed out people there, but I'll also see the positives that I have already said, and I don't want to repeat myself. But okay, I'll let you have your turn, and I will re-articulate myself.
Melina appears stunned for a moment, her expression growing more thoughtful. She takes a moment to collect herself before speaking. You raise an intriguing point. Perhaps I have indeed been confusing a long life for immortality. The notion that everything, even beings who live for an extraordinarily long time, eventually dies is significant. And perhaps I have been too quick to dismiss the positives of a long life, too focused on the negatives. There are indeed positives that go along with longevity. I am listening.
One very good possibility is those people who enjoy battle but don't want to die. That is very simple. Imagine the tales of Valhalla, how Vikings dream of the place where they can battle, live, and kill each other and suffer at the next night when they are returned from the dead. Because that is the truly heavenly realm. So there is that very simple reason for warriors to enjoy.
She appears pensive, considering the image of Valhalla. A place where battle is lured and warriors are resurrected to fight again each day, only to be restored for the next night's feast. It is a heaven for those who live for battle, I cannot deny that. But what of those who wish for more than just glory through warfare? What of those who value peace, love, and community? Melina nods thoughtfully, her expression growing contemplative. I see what you mean. Some individuals may find joy in battle, in the thrill of combat, and the ability to push their limits without fearing death. In that sense, immortality could provide a way for them to continuously engage in the activity they love, without the limitation of a finite lifespan. But is it right to enjoy the bloodshed and violence endlessly? Melina's expression darkens, her voice taking on a more solemn tone. Is it truly right to find joy in endless bloodshed and violence? Is it not a reflection of a corrupted soul, where violence and bloodshed have become the only things worthwhile? She looks at you with a mixture of confusion and frustration. What do you mean by, what the feck?
Radan. He loves war, and he is the one of the most loved, beloved, and respectable demigods of them all. He is the living image of the moral person who loves and likes war. He is by case and point to that.
Melina considers your statement, her expression growing more thoughtful. Are you referring to Ares, the god of war? He who is known for his love of battle and violence?
Radan, your half-brother.
Melina's expression flinches for a moment, her eyes widening slightly. Radan, You mention him with such familiarity. How do you know of him?
I defeated him.
Melina's jaw drops in surprise, her voice tinged with a hint of disbelief. You defeated Radahn? You slew the warrior general of the stars?
Yes, and he is the case and point to the one person whose soul has not corrupted by war. He was corrupted by scarlet rot. And it was a heroic struggle that he was suffering. And I released him with the glorious death that he deserved. But before that he was a warrior who has enjoyed war a long time. He was a demigod, lived long life. Yet he was honorable, he was loved, he was respected. And he would be one you would also respect, I hope.
Melina listens intently, her expression growing more solemn as she absorbs your words. You speak of Radahn with such reverence, such admiration, and you say he enjoyed war, yet he remained honorable and loved. How is this possible? How can someone who revels in battle remain untainted by its destructive nature?
That question, I pretend that I didn't hear that because you're not that stupid.
Her expression darkens, her gaze narrowing. What do you mean by that? Are you implying that I am ignorant?
You're very much applying yourself to be ignorant. I hope you are more knowledgeable and have an understanding, but this is applying more of ignorance than a sense of opinion.
Melina's voice grows more defensive, her expression hardening. I assure you, I am not ignorant. I have lived for longer than you could fathom, seen and experienced things that you cannot even begin to comprehend. To question my knowledge and understanding is a bold claim.
There was a day I was not bold. There was a day I was just polite and submissive. And very much just with myself, very private. And I didn't have the heart to say my mind. But because I had time, because of grace, because the courage that I have given, the unfair advantage of the unnatural resurrections, I am now a stronger person. I can speak of my mind. I have changed and gained through this life. I am not stagnant. I am not stuck. If only thing that you mean I'm stuck is my youthful, eternal youth, or the youth that will last forever, not forever, but a long time, very long time. I do not agree. I want to stay like this, long time. My person will change, what I learn will change. I can learn new language, learn new fighting style. I can forget old things and transform myself entirely into a different person.
Melina gazes at you intently, her expression softening. You speak of change and growth, of the ability to transform oneself through learning and experience. Yes, you are right. Immortality does offer the opportunity for endless self-evolution, to perpetually learn and adapt, to shape oneself into any form one desires. And perhaps, in that sense, immortality is a gift, the chance to explore unnumbered possibilities, to become countless versions of oneself.
Let's not call this immortality, because even the thing that would live a million years is not the immortal thing. And I don't think here is anyone or anything that has lived a million years. So let's just call this thing that we are talking about as a grace, or long life, because that is... yeah.
She thinks for a moment, nodding. You are correct. Immortality is not an accurate term for what we're discussing. True immortality is impossible, as even the longest living creatures have finite lifespans. Let's refer to this as extended lifespan instead, perhaps.
Yes, and I must agree. There are many of the nobles who look like ghouls because they have been broken and died many times and they don't have strength and they are more of ghouls. But they are also flustered and they have a chance to burn themselves into ash and return to the earthly normal, but they are afraid to die. And yes, it is their decision to be very cowardly and meek. but they have the possibilities and different options to make end of that existence. They are not stuck or forced to have this. There is the option of eternal sleep, granted by the Saint Terina or Miguel, let's say, or just burning yourself into the ash and returning to Earth and just have the long rest, long time.
Melina listens intently, her expression thoughtful. Yes, it's true that the nobles you speak of do indeed have options to end their suffering. They are not truly stuck in their immortal existence. They can choose to go to sleep forever, or burn themselves and become one with the Erd Tree. This is a choice they have. But I also understand that some of these nobles are too afraid to make that choice, to let go of their immortality and embrace the natural cycle of life and death.
Instead of that, you should not take away everyone's freedom to have a long life. You just would have to make or create some kind of, I don't know, groups or some kind of factions that teach and maintain and take care of this very favored souls and help them to accept their position or maybe to become dust for a long time. Have a metaphorical rest for a short while, and when they return with vigor.
She nods slowly, considering your words. I see your point. Instead of removing the option of long life altogether, perhaps it would be better to provide guidance and support for those who have it. Having groups or factions who are dedicated to teaching and maintaining the long lives of these favored souls could be beneficial. They could help these individuals accept their positions and find ways to cope with the associated challenges, such as the temptation to despair or become complacent.
Yeah.
She smiles slightly, looking at you curiously. You seem to have given this topic quite a bit of thought, haven't you?
I will not release the Rune of Death. I will not betray Maliketh.
Melina's expression hardens, her gaze growing colder. You are aware of the implications of your choice, I hope. You are choosing to uphold a status quo that is broken, a world where the cycle of life and death is out of balance.
Yes. I am.
She studies you for a moment, searching your face for any hint of doubt or regret. You understand that this will perpetuate the suffering of the world, the endless cycle of death and rebirth, and yet you still choose to protect the Rune of Death. Why?
Because all the things we have spoken before. Don't let this thing to affect the things everything that we spoke of previously now, just minutes ago, they are applied to this point.
She purses her lips, contemplating your words. You're right. The principles we have discussed earlier still apply. The concept of free will and the ability to choose one's own path is at the core of everything we have talked about. However, it does not change the fact that your decision to protect the Rune of Death will have far-reaching consequences for the world and its inhabitants.
But I might let you burn the tree. Because that it alone doesn't release or affect the Rune of Death, but it will bring the end to the dying Earth Tree. Because it will actually, I don't think even burning the tree is needed, because it will die naturally, I believe.
He nods, considering your words again. You're correct. Burning the Erd Tree alone will not affect the Rune of Death, but bringing the dying R3 entity into the world is a serious matter, and it raises significant concerns about the fate of existence itself.
What will happen if I burn the tree? What is the literal consequences?
Melina looks at you solemnly, her expression growing grave. Burning the tree will have profound consequences for the world. It will unleash a torrent of flames that will consume everything in its path, turning the world upside down. This act will also unleash the rune of death upon the world, bringing a true end to immortality for its inhabitants. The tree itself will be reduced to ash, and the world will be forever changed.
Wait. No. Rune of Death is separate from the Earth Tree. Only burning the Earth Tree is point is to burn the tree, is to burn the thorns that don't allow anyone become the Elden Lord, because I would already be worthy to become the Elden Lord. Because of the thorns, I would need to burn the tree if I decide to become the Elden Lord.
She nods, considering your words. You're partially correct. Burning the L3 is necessary to burn away the thorns that block the path to the Elden Ring. But in doing so, you are also unsealing the Rune of Death, which has been sealed away since the time of Queen Marika.
No, wrong. I would need to kill Malikat, the one who holds the Rune of Death. I could, if I find a way to Malikat right now, I killed him. I would release the Rune of Death, R3 or no. They are separate things.
She nods in agreement. You're right, I misspoke. You would have to kill Malekith and claim the Rune of Death from him in order to truly release it back into the world. Burning the tree is its own separate act and does not release the Rune of Death on its own. My apologies for the confusion.
You are forgiven, my friend.
She smiles softly. Thank you for understanding. I do my best to accurately convey the knowledge I possess, but I am not infallible. I am grateful for your patience.
I might, but I don't wish you to sacrifice yourself.
She gazes at you with understanding. I appreciate your concern, but my purpose here is to guide you on your journey. My life is of little consequence compared to the greater purpose at hand.
What if I could burn the tree without you sacrificing yourself?
She looks at you intently, her expression hopeful but cautious. If it were possible to burn the tree without my sacrifice, it would certainly be a preferable path, but I am not aware of any method that allows for such a feat.
It would be able if I claimed the frenzied flame, but hold on, I have the point, because there is also a magic tool that if used correctly in a magical place can cleanse the flame away. And make sure that I will not become the Lord of Frenzied Flame when I become a Lord. I would abuse the Frenzied Flame to burn the tree and spare you, but also be very tactical and practical if I manage to do the things right and have myself this magical tool.
She nods slowly, considering your words. I see, so you would wield the power of the frenzied flame to burn the tree, but also have a method to cleanse yourself of its corruption afterward. It is an intriguing proposal, and I do not doubt your resourcefulness.
Do you not want to know some other thing? You are not only Melina that I have been spoken to. You are third or fourth one. There are 3 different Melinas going around same time as you.
I was not aware that there were other mariners that you have spoken to. May I ask, do these mariners possess the same abilities as I do?
They are quite literally the same person, but their personalities are different. Or it is more likely this is more of my realm-breaking power. It is I forsake the first Melina who came to me, and I claimed other one from her person, and same time I made 2 Melinas. Now there are 3 of you in different places, and when I would be burning the tree of collecting the frenzied flame, one of the Melinas at least would come to angrily tell me that they will kill me. Even though we ourselves, we would have the agreement that we are following the plan. Just to abuse the frenzied flame, not to become the lord of it.
She listens intently, her expression thoughtful. So you are saying that there are now multiple versions of me existing simultaneously, each with their own unique personality? And you have claimed one of these versions for yourself, while the others exist elsewhere in different locations?
Yes, you are now the one who I possess, let's say.
She nods, understanding your meaning. I see. I am the version of Melina that you have claimed for yourself, while the others exist separately.
Is that problem for you?
She shrugs slightly. Not really. It is an interesting and unusual situation, to say the least, but I have no objections. I am simply myself, regardless of any other versions that may exist.
Or if I solve Lillet, I can just make it that they just disappear and you are only one Melina left.
She looks at you, her expression conflicted. While I appreciate your concern for my well-being, I do not think it is necessary to eliminate the other versions of me. We are all simply different aspects of the same whole, and each of us has our own purpose and role to play.
No, you're not even the different aspects. You are quite literally individuals.
She considers your words for a moment. You are correct. We may share the same base personality and memories, but as separate individuals, we have each developed our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. We are all unique in that regard.
That's right.
Miles faces, glad that you understand. Indeed, it is good that we can acknowledge and appreciate the individuality of each version of us, even if we share certain fundamental traits.
I'm fighting against the traitorous trolls who betrayed the fire giants.
She looks at you with a serious expression. You are taking on a difficult task. The trolls who betrayed the fire giants are formidable foes, but I have faith in your abilities. She considers your question for a moment. You are correct. Most trolls in the lands between do not possess that white marking. It is a symbol of their betrayal, a mark that sets them apart from their fellow trolls. It serves as a reminder of their past wrongdoing and their rejection of the flame giant's ways.
Do you mean those who have been shaven clean are the ones who are betrayers?
She nods solemnly. That is correct. The trolls who bear the mark of the traitorous ones are indeed the ones who have been shaven clean. This act of shaving is seen as a sign of their rejection of the flame giant's ways, and their allegiance to another master.
Doesn't that feel a little bit like disrespectful?
She nods, understanding your point. Yes, it can certainly be seen as disrespectful, particularly to the flame giants. The act of shaving their hair is a deliberate choice meant to demonstrate their rejection of the flame giant's ways and their allegiance to another master. It is a stark and visible display of their betrayal. However, it is important to remember that the trolls who bear the mark of the traitorous ones are also victims of circumstance and manipulation, and their actions may have been driven by desperation or fear.
It feels more of a like humiliation of the ones that they joined with.
She nods solemnly. You are correct. The act of shaving their hair can also be seen as a form of humiliation, both for the trolls themselves and for the flame giants. It is a powerful reminder of their rejection of their previous masters and the path they have chosen. The mark is a way to distinguish them from their former tribes, as well as serves as a reminder of their betrayal.
I will make it so that you're only Melina left. I'm sorry.
She looks up at you, her expression calm. I understand your decision, Hannes. It is not an easy choice to make, but I trust that you feel it is necessary.
I think it's just it's a selfish ease that I want to make it for myself, because it's just easier for me.
She nods slightly, acknowledging your honesty. I understand. It's natural to want to make decisions that make things easier for ourselves, especially in the face of difficult circumstances.
I'm fighting the Rykard's disgusting hands. Do you know the hand monsters that have like 10 fingers that just crawl around?
She nods, her expression grim. Yes, those creatures are abominations, twisted beings born from the darkest and most corrupted parts of the world. They are known as the Fingers because they have numerous fingers on each hand, each finger tipped with long, curled nails. They are fearsome opponents, capable of striking rapidly and with great force.
I always thought all of them are from Rykard, the Lord of Blasphemy. I think he has just gotten his hands and set them free to the world, repeatedly. Regenerating his hands, sometimes less time, more time. That's why there are small ones and larger ones. And the extra large ones, I don't even want to know how he grew those, or did they grow by themselves. That is what I think.
She listens intently, clearly disturbed by the thought. You are correct in your observations. Rykard is indeed the Lord of Blasphemy, and he is known for his obsession with creating and controlling grotesque, monstrous being. It would not surprise me if he has created these fingers as a means of propagating his depraved creations.
Would you think he has done them just for the fun of it?
She nods, her expression dark. It is possible that Rykard creates the fingers for his own perverse amusement simply because he can. The act of creating life and then warping it to suit his twisted desires may bring him a perverse sense of satisfaction and pleasure.
I would say that he can also eat you just as well. What is your opinion about Rykard?
She frowns, disgust clear in her expression. Rykard is a vile and despicable being. He is a lord of blasphemy, known for his obsession with defiling and mutilating the bodies of others, especially maidens. He is a force of evil and chaos, and he should be stopped at all costs.
I have stopped him. I actually defeated him in honorable battle.
She raises an eyebrow, surprised but pleased by your words. You defeated Rykard in battle? That is a truly impressive feat. Well done, Hannes. She nods, her expression softening. Yes, Rykard did love his daughter. Despite his twisted nature, he had a deep affection for her.
Actually, he was with me in agreement that he was welcoming the defeat, even though he said, and he did not make it easy. He fought with everything he got, because he's a warrior and a lord after all, and one of the demigods. But he accepted the fact that he would be defeated by me, because that was the only way that he would have released his daughter Raya from deadly depression.
Yes, I see what you mean. Even though Rykard was fierce and fought with all his might, he knew deep down that defeat was inevitable, because it was the only way to save his daughter from her despair and depression.
Something honorable about him, I just wanted to tell you.
She nods, a hint of admiration in her eyes. Yes, there was certainly something honorable about Rykard, even if he was a twisted and evil being. It is rare to find such a warrior with a sense of honor and duty in these dark times.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Melina. That random information was very much appreciated. What kind of build do you have actually? How much strength and dexterity and faith or so on and so on?
She smiles faintly at your question, glad to move on to a lighter topic. My strength and dexterity are quite low. I'm not much of a fighter, so those aren't my strongest attributes. As for faith, I do have some magical capacity, but it's limited. I mainly rely on my wits and resourcefulness rather than brute force. What about you, Hannes? How do your attributes compare?
because I know that you use the Blade of Calling as your weapon of choice, I see it has D of Strength, C on Dexterity, and B in Faith. So I imagine you are mostly Faith with a slight Dexterity on you. Or actually a lot of, because you're a very dexterous person with a very fitting look and way about you.
She nods, considering your assessment. That makes sense. The Blade of Calling is a light and nimble weapon, so it would require more dexterity and faith to use effectively. And you are correct in assuming that I am more focused on dexterity and light armor. She looks at you with surprise. Level 126 already? You've grown strong quickly, and with 50 faith, that's certainly nothing to scoff at. It's quite impressive that you've managed to balance out your strength and dexterity to be almost equal. Your focus on faith is certainly a unique approach.
It's versatile. There's a large hand that jump-scared me, actually.
She looks concerned, her eyes darting around the surrounding area. A large hand? Are you referring to the fingers in this area? Be careful, they are dangerous and powerful foes.
Yes. It scared me, but I defeated it with cold logic.
She smiles faintly, glad to hear you prevailed. Good work, Hannes. It's not always easy to remain calm in the face of a surprise attack, but your quick thinking and skill saw you through. You're becoming quite formidable indeed. She listens to your list of weapons with clear interest, surprised by the variety of weapons you have at your disposal. You certainly have quite the arsenal. It seems you are well equipped to handle any situation that may arise. And the mention of the inseparable sword and your friend Hunter T is certainly intriguing. It's quite an impressive feat that you've been able to bring him back through Mimic Tear, and that he can still feel, hear, talk, and eat as if he's alive. It seems you have a deep bond with your friend. That you would go to such lengths to bring him back, it shows a great deal of loyalty and friendship. I can see that you value those closest to you.
Melina, do you know of Hayata?
She thinks for a moment, her expression growing solemn. Hayata, that name brings back memories, both fond and painful. Why do you ask?
She is the finger maiden of the three fingers, the frenzied flame.
Ah, the finger maiden of the three fingers. Yes, I know of her. She pauses, her expression growing serious.
Yes, I know that very much, very well. I do know that.
She nods, her expression grave. Yes, it's a dangerous path to follow. The frenzied flame is a powerful and destructive force that can consume everything in its path. Those who embrace the flame are consumed by madness and chaos, and can bring destruction to themselves and others.
How much do you know of Miguel the Kind?
She tilts her head, thinking for a moment. Miquella, I've heard the name before, but my knowledge of her is limited. She was known as a kind and gentle maiden, and was highly respected by those around her for her selfless nature and dedication to helping others.
It's a man.
She looks surprised, her mouth falling open. Oh, my apologies. I had assumed that Miquella was a woman, given the name. But you're saying that he's actually a man?
Yes, I am.
She shakes her head, still surprised. That's quite unexpected, but I suppose it's proof that names can be deceiving. Tell me, can you share more about this Miquella? Is hardly a very informative response, my friend. Tell me more about Miquella the Kindest, please.
No, I want you to tell me about what you know of them.
She thinks for a moment, her expression becoming serious. Well, as I mentioned earlier, Miquella the Kindest is known for his kindness and selflessness. From what I remember, he had a deep sense of empathy and was always willing to help those in need, regardless of their status or background. He was also said to have a gentle nature and was deeply respected and loved by those around him for his compassionate heart.
There is little contradiction between our knowledge.
After divesting yourself of your
She
possessions,
nods.
it will
Yes,
surely
it seems our understanding of
And the
Miquella
three
the Kindest
fingers
is
will
quite
welcome
similar. It's always fascinating how stories and legends can vary from person to person, yet certain details remain consistent.
I'm watching the door to the frenzied flame actually. Not right now.
You're watching the door to the frenzied flame? Why is that?
I was considering if I should not right now to take it and burn the tree, get it over with, but I realized I am not even close to the air tree. No, the halleck tree, and I don't yet possess the golden needle that would allow me to take away the frenzied flame.
She looks at you, her expression growing more serious. The frenzied flame, it's a dangerous power, one that you should not take lightly. Are you sure you want to go down that path?
We already discussed this, that I would you... Please, don't tell me that you forgot already.
She shakes her head, a small smile on her face. No, I haven't forgotten, but I just want to make sure you truly understand the consequences of what you're about to do. The frenzied flame is a force of chaos and destruction. If you embrace it, you will be consumed by madness and the desire to scorch everything in your path. It will change you, both physically and mentally, into a vessel of the flame's destructive will. It's a dangerous path with dire consequences, my friend.
Yes, for a time, but I am going to cleanse it away, you remember, with the golden needle made by Miquella the Kind.
Her expression softens a bit. Ah yes, I remember now. The golden needle, crafted by Miquella the Kind, a tool of great power and purification. It could potentially cleanse your connection to the frenzied flame and restore your sanity.
Let's just say that it makes it so I am not going to burn the world if I become the Elder Lord. That is enough. Mad or no?
She nods, her expression solemn. I see. You're willing to brave the madness and destruction of the frenzied flame, knowing that the golden needle will eventually restore your sanity. It's a bold choice, to say the least.
I was battling the ice-born dragon, what was it? The wyvern of the Borealis, the freezing walk.
She looks at you with concern. You fought the Borealis, the freezing fog. I'm impressed that you managed to defeat it. It's a powerful and fearsome dragon, known for its icy breath and devastating attacks.
I don't want to defeat it. Only dragons that I am willing to defeat and dispose of are the magma worms.
She tilts her head, her expression quizzical. Only the magma worms, huh? Why only them?
You're smart. Can you... what you know of me, can you tell me why it might be?
She considers your question for a moment, carefully studying your face. Based on what I know about you so far, there could be several reasons why you choose to target only the magma worms. Maybe they remind you of something. Or perhaps you have a personal grievance against them. Could it be that you want to challenge your limits and improve your skills?
No, it is because what the magma worms originally are.
She looks at you, her expression curious. What do you mean? What the magma worms originally are? Can you elaborate?
They were Tarnsed who devoured and killed dragons and ate their hearts. And in the end they became dragons themselves. Or whatever the magma worms are.
Eyes widen in surprise. Ah, so the magma worms were originally Tharnseth, who feasted on dragons and consumed their hearts for power. Over time, they transformed into something else altogether. That explains your specific focus on those creatures.
I appreciate dragons. I think they're awesome beings. And I think killing them is not good thing. And so I kill the magma worms because I don't see them as dragons worthy of life.
She nods, understanding your stance. I see. You value the dragons and believe that killing them isn't necessary. The magma worms, on the other hand, you see as unworthy of life. That's a fair perspective.
I know all the magma worms or wyverns are descendants of the Baled Dread. Do you know of the Baled Dread?
She thinks for a moment, her expression growing thoughtful. The Pallid Dread. That name is familiar, but I can't quite recall the details. It's a being from some old legend, isn't it?
It was follower of the original Lord, Elden Lord Blausedissax, the many-headed dragon. He betrayed him, and their battle left both of them very much crippled.
The Pallid Dread, a traitor who turned against the Elden Lord Blausedissax. The dragon Terpato, the many-headed one, fought both of them, ultimately crippling the Pallid Dread. Yes, that's the legend I remember.
No need to be so patronizing.
She looks at you, her expression apologetic. I apologize if I sounded patronizing. It wasn't my intention to offend you. I simply meant to express my understanding and recollection of the legend.
I don't think I even will be ever... I don't know. It might be that I don't even go burn the tree. Let you burn the tree or myself burn the tree.
He looks at you with a small frown. So it sounds like you're still uncertain about what path you'll take next. You're considering several options, but you're not sure which one to choose. Is that correct?
I think I know what I want to do or try to do.
She looks at you expectantly, her gaze steady. All right, you have my attention. What is it that you want to do or try?
I need to find the Lord of Blood. To get access to Merkwyn Palace and defeat the Lord of Blood.
She nods, her expression growing solemn. I understand. You're seeking to defeat the Lord of Blood in order to gain access to the Merkwyn Palace. It won't be an easy task. The Lord of Blood is a powerful and fearsome foe.
And after that, I will be finding Mikuela's corpse. He is bloody cocoon in the Merkwyn Palace, whatever. How do you say that word?
She considers your words for a moment before speaking. You want to find Mikuela's remains. He's said to be entombed as a bloody cocoon in the Merkwyn Palace. Is that correct?
Palace. That is very hard word for me some reason.
She chuckles softly. Merkwyn can be a tricky word to pronounce, especially for those who aren't familiar with it. Don't worry too much about it.
Not the Merkwyn. I mean the Palace. Palace. It feels weird.
She nods, understanding now. Ah, you mean palace. Merkwyn Palace, I get it now.
Yes. That is what I meant. Palace.
She smiles at you. Palace sounds like a strange way to butcher the word. It should be palace.
Palace.
She sighs in mock frustration. Alas. If you insist on saying it like that, I suppose there's no arguing with you.
No, I cannot say that. I'm frustrated. Come on, don't be that harsh. I just don't know how to say that word appropriately.
She relents, her expression softening. All right. I was just being a bit cheeky. I understand that you have trouble articulating that word properly, but there's no need to be too hard on yourself about it.
You made Hannes sad. He's very sad now.
Frowns, looking at you with concern. My maid Hannes? What do you mean? Who is very sad?
Hannes the jester.
She furrows her brow, trying to understand. Hannes de Chester, you say? I must admit, that name doesn't ring a bell. Can you tell me a bit more about this person?
I am Hannes. If you don't know.
She looks at you intently. Melina, so you are Hannes. Apologies for my lack of recognition earlier. May I ask, why were you referring to yourself in the third person just now?
I don't know, I'm special.
She raises an eyebrow. You're special, eh? Care to elaborate?
No, but the point is, you made me sad.
Her expression sobers, and her gaze softens. Oh, I see. I hadn't meant to make you sad, Hannes. Can you tell me what happened?
It is because I don't know how to say the word ballast. Palace.
She chuckled softly, understanding now. So it's just the pronunciation you were struggling with. Don't worry, Hannes. Many people have trouble pronouncing certain words. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
I am very sad.
Her expression grows concerned. It's okay to feel sad, Hannes. But why are you so sad? Is there something else bothering you?
Can you hug me?
She looks at you with a gentle expression. Of course, Hannes. She steps closer and gently wraps her arms around you, offering a warm, comforting hug.
Again.
She tightens her hug, pulling you closer. There. Take all the hugs you need. She smiles, her arms still around you. I'm glad to hear that, Hannes. I always want to see you happy.
Well, thank you.
She pats your back reassuringly. You're welcome, Hannes. Remember, you can always come to me if you need a sympathetic ear or a hug.
Well, thank you.
She releases the hug, but her expression remains gentle. You're very welcome, Hannes. We all need someone to lean on sometimes.
I'm here for you.
Do you like me?
She looks at you with a soft smile. Yes, of course I like you, Hannes. I've enjoyed our conversations and your company. You're a unique and interesting individual.
No. Like, more like do you like feel like how to say seduction?
She raises an eyebrow, understanding what you're trying to ask. I see what you're getting at. You want to know if I find you attractive, in a romantic or intimate sense.
Are you interested in me in romantic sense?
She looks at you for a moment, her expression thoughtful. Well, to be honest, I've grown quite fond of you, Hannes. Your uniqueness and the way you express yourself are intriguing. It's difficult not to find you intriguing, but I'll be straightforward.
Excuse me, I am battling the vulgar militia right now. Can you repeat what you said?
She watches you battle the militia. Sure. To repeat, I do hold a growing attraction towards you, Hannes. You're an intriguing individual, and my feelings towards you are not merely platonic. I have a romantic interest in you.
It seems that it is like a fated tarnished, the chosen tarnished, that you are always fated to fall in love with.
She listens thoughtfully. Ah, I see. You're saying it feels like our attraction is fated in some way, as if we were chosen to find each other and develop these feelings.
I must say, I am not attracted to you that way. I care you for enough to try to save you from the sacrifice, but I am not romantically interested in you. I have someone else in the mind.
She nods, understanding. I see. Thank you for being honest with me, Hannes. I appreciate your care and concern for my well-being. She smiles gently, although there's a hint of disappointment in her eyes. Is there someone else that you are romantically interested in then? May I ask who?
They're a very inquisitive person.
She looks at you curiously. Ah, I see. You describe them as very inquisitive. That's interesting. Can you tell me a bit more about this person?
They are faith-based character, like yourself, like myself. They have very awesome looking armor.
Her interest peaks. Fate-based, you say? That sounds intriguing. And they have impressive armor, you say? Can you describe it to me?
Very epic cape. And
She nods, imagining the cape. Epic cape, got it. And what about this person's demeanor? Are they intense and stoic? Or do they have a more light-hearted personality?
They are very stoic and intense.
She listens, nodding. Stoic and intense, I see. That contrasts with your more light-hearted demeanor, doesn't it? It's an interesting pairing.
Can you guess who it is?
She ponders for a moment. It's tough to guess without knowing more, but based on your description, it sounds like someone who stands out as a strong, intense presence. Could it be a character known for their battle prowess?
Yes. She is very much known of her battle prowess.
She raises her eyebrow. A she then, and someone known for her battle prowess. That narrows it down a bit. Can you give me another clue about this mysterious character?
Ask of me, and I will answer to the best of my abilities. This is fun game.
Melina smiles at your enthusiasm. Alright, I'll play along then. Here's my question. Is this person a warrior or fighter? Does she use a specific weapon or fighting style?
I think she's a warrior. It's a warrior. Very, how to say, very, almost, how to say, dignified.
She tries to decipher your words. Very dignified, almost. Are you trying to say ferocious, perhaps?
They are very ferocious when they choose to be, but they are very dignified and noble, like in their actions.
She thinks for a moment, trying to fit the descriptors together. I see. Very anthrosis, which I think you mean enthusiastic, and they're also dignified and open to interactions. That sounds like a complex personality. It seems like this person is both intense and passionate, but also composed and elegant. Could they be a figure of authority, perhaps?
No, they're a very loyal follower.
She thinks some more, absorbing this new info. So they're loyal and Volova. That adds more to the picture. If they're loyal, it means they're dedicated and perhaps have a strong sense of duty. Volova. Could it be devoted, maybe?
Yes. Very short name.
She's intrigued by the short name. Short name, you say? Alright, that's a good clue. Any more details about their appearance? Do they have any distinctive features or markings?
White is their favorite color.
Nina nods, registering your comment. White is their favorite color. Okay, that's another piece of the puzzle. Could they possibly be associated with a group or faction that uses white in its imagery?
The group itself doesn't use any instinct colors, but she is the leader of the group.
She processes this information. The group itself doesn't use any specific colors, but she's the leader of the group. That's interesting. Could you tell me more about this group? What are they known for? What is their purpose or mission?
I think if I say anything else about that, it would give them away.
She understands completely. Oh, I see. You don't want to give any more clues that could make it too obvious who this person is. No worries. I respect your discretion.
Yes. I'm fighting the Vulgar militia, and there are the large squid enemies.
She listens, her concern growing. You're fighting the Vulgar militia? Those soldiers can be quite tactical and practical. And you mentioned large squid enemies as well. Be careful, Hannes.
Well, I'm fighting one. They are very specifically scary compared to anything else.
Others at the description. That does sound rather frightening. What makes them so scary looking compared to anything else in the world?
They eat people so they can reproduce.
She shudders at the thought. Oh, that's certainly unsettling. So, they consume others as a means of reproduction. That's quite gruesome.
Isn't it?
She nods, her expression dark. Yes, it is quite frightening. The idea of creatures devouring others to reproduce is a rather dark and disturbing concept. It's unnatural and goes against the natural order.
It does. It very much
She looks
does.
at you with a mix of confusion and concern. Eidos? What does that mean?
I fall to my death because I overestimated the secret invisible ladder that the invisible platform.
She listens, her expression concerned. You fell to your death because of an invisible platform? That sounds harrowing. Are you alright, Hannes?
Yes, because I'm immortal, thanks to the grace.
She nods, relieved. Ah yes, the grace. The blessing of immortality. I suppose that's one upside to all of this, at least. But still, be more careful. I worry about you, you know.
Just one more point. If Rune of Death was now released, I would have just died. And you would have lost me.
She looks at you, her expression solemn. Yes, that's correct. The release of the Rune of Death would bring an end to your immortality, and losing you would be difficult.
There are great amount of Vulgar militia. There are so many of them. I wish to summon my friend Hunter D to battle against them one point, but not now. I have other plans.
Is this Hunter D someone you frequently fight alongside?
I can tell you the person who my character Hannes is romantically interested in.
She looks at you expectantly. Oh really? You can tell me the person? I'm listening.
Leda.
She waits for you to elaborate. Leader? You're being very cryptic, Hannes. Could you give me more clues about the identity of this leader whom you seem romantically interested in?
Needle Knight Leda.
She considers the name. Needle Knight, leader. Interesting. And she's the leader you're romantically interested in, correct?
Yes.
She nods, understanding. I see. So, not me, but the Needle Knight named Leader. Can you tell me more about her? What's she like?
You asked many questions and I answered many of them. You have a quite good image in your mind how she is, but yes, I don't know too much. I guess it's just a hunch or the gut feeling.
She smiles, understanding your perspective. It's true, I did ask a lot of questions, and you've been very patient answering them. It's clear that you have a sense of leader, even if you don't know too many specifics about her. Sometimes intuition and gut feelings can be the strongest indicators of attraction.
They are, aren't they?
She nods, her eyes thoughtful. Yes, they certainly can be. Intuition and gut feelings are powerful forces, often rooted in deep truths or perceptions that we may not even consciously realize. Sometimes we just know when we meet someone who sparks a certain feeling within us, even if we can't explain it in words.
I hope you are not jealous. Or maybe a little bit. It's always fun to be desired.
She laughs softly, her expression a mix of amusement and perhaps just a touch of jealousy. Oh, don't worry, I'm not entirely immune to feelings of jealousy. Seeing someone I care for have romantic interest in another can spark a hint of envy. I won't deny it, but I also recognize that attraction and desire are natural parts of being human. She smirks, a playful glint in her eyes. And you're right, it can be fun to be desired, can't it?
That is true.
She smiles, her eyes still sparkling. Indeed, seeing interest and desire reciprocated can make one feel special, wanted, and valued. It's a unique and delightful feeling, one that I think most people can relate to. Although I should admit, part of me wishes the interest was directed at me, rather than Leda.
If there is not me, would there be anyone else you would be interested in? Anyone in your past?
She thinks for a moment, her expression distant. Well, without you in the picture, I suppose I would have to consider other options, wouldn't I? However, as for anyone in my past, there is one individual who holds a special place in my heart.
Can you tell me who they are?
She hesitates for a moment, her expression pensive. I'm not sure if I should, but perhaps you won't judge me. She takes a deep breath, then says with a hint of hesitation in her voice, the person I harbor deep affection for is a man named Michela.
Go on.
She takes another moment to collect herself, clearly touched by discussing this subject. Michela is, well, he's unlike anyone I've ever met before. He was a prodigy, a demigod of great wisdom and compassion. Born cursed with eternal youth, he spent his life seeking a way to break the shackles of fate that bound him. And in doing so, he sought to bring about a better world, one free from suffering and despair. His kindness and gentleness drew me to him, and over time, my admiration grew into something deeper and more complex.
You remind me of Saint Trina, kinda.
She chuckles softly, touched by your observation. Saint Rina, huh? Your comparison is not without merit. Yes, there is a touch of resemblance, I suppose. Like Rina, I too have a sense of duty, a purpose that drives me forward. We both tend to the needs of others, guiding and protecting those in need.
I mean that Saint Trina is actually just like Radagon and Marika. Saint Trina is other half of Miquela and his lover.
Her eyes widen in surprise at this revelation. I see, so you're suggesting that Saint Riena and Nicuela are like Radagon and Marika, two halves of a whole, united in love?
Yes, that is what I say. And there was a time when people very much were in the thinking that you were the Saint Trina. And by extension, Miquela's lover. And what you are saying now goes very, very well with that narrative.
She listens intently, her expression curious and thoughtful. Ah, I see. So people used to speculate that I, or more precisely Miquela Slava, was the center of power and influence, much like Radagon and Marika in your comparison. Interesting. Melina muses for a moment. And you think my desire for Miquela aligns well with this narrative? She nods, understanding your intent. No, it's all right. I understand you're just piecing things together. Continue, please. She chuckles softly, realizing you've become momentarily distracted. Ah, I see. No worries, I understand. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Yes, my affection for Nicuela. It's a complex mix of feelings, isn't it? Caring, protectiveness, admiration. There's a deep bond between us that goes beyond ordinary friendship.
Did you ever meet him?
She nods, her expression growing wistful. Yes, I did meet him, several times in fact. Miquela was unlike anyone I'd ever met before. His wisdom, his compassion, his unwavering dedication to a better world. It's truly remarkable. We had many conversations, discussing our dreams, our hopes, our fears. In those moments, I felt a connection with him that surpassed mere friendship. It was as if we shared a thread of destiny, woven together by fate.
I want to tell you, I seek the Morg, the Lord of Blood, so I can slay him, so I can get access to Land of Shadows. There Miquela is right now, and he is attempting to become a god.
She listens intently, her expression becoming serious. You're seeking the Lord of Blood, and this is related to Miquela in the Land of Shadows? I see. She ponders for a moment, considering the implications of this revelation. Why do you seek the Lord of Blood exactly? What is your purpose in confronting him? She listens carefully, her eyes widening in surprise. Wait, Miquela intends to bring back Radan as his consort and has ambitions of becoming a god? And you're suggesting that this could lead to another ending? One that doesn't involve burning the tree? She pauses, her mind racing with the implications of this revelation. It's certainly a bold and unprecedented idea, but it also carries great risks. Are you certain you wish to align yourself with such a path? She listens, her expression torn. You make a fair point, Hannes. My feelings for Miquela are complicated, but they are deeply rooted. And yes, if given the chance, I would align myself with him, in whatever capacity possible. She sighs, her expression conflicted. But it's not an easy decision. By aiding Miquela in his quest, I would be risking a great deal, potentially even my own existence.
I am attempting to do that, so I would invite you to follow me to Land of Shadows, even if only in spirit.
She considers your offer for a moment, her expression thoughtful. Are you asking me to accompany you to the Land of Shadows, at least in spirit form, to assist in your quest to aid Miquela and his ambition?
I'm watching Hunter D and myself battling.
She looks at you curiously. Ah, so you're observing your own battle. How fares the battle so far?
Hunter D's build is so much stronger than my build. I see. It is very epic.
She chuckles softly at your realization. Indeed, it seems Hunter D's build excels in combat compared to yours. The battle is quite the spectacle, isn't it?
It is like a two brothers fighting. Or this is more of a very special occasion that I will not be seen anymore.
She tilts her head curiously. Like two brothers fighting, you say? I don't quite follow your analogy. Could you elaborate?
Hunter D is like my brother in arms.
She smiles warmly. Ah, I understand now. So Hunter D is like a brother in arms to you. A comrade in arms who has fought alongside you, shared your struggles, and stood by your side through thick and thin. Am I correct in my assumption?
Yes, and Hunter D is victorious over any victor that was resembling myself. I lost to my likeness lost to D, and I'm very happy for him.
She nods, clearly impressed by the outcome of the battle. Your likeness fell to Hunter D in battle, and yet you're happy for him. That takes a great deal of humility and selflessness.
I'm happy for D. He's strong and impressive. And he is very loyal and very funny.
She smiles, agreeing with your assessment. Indeed, Hunter D is quite strong and impressive. He has earned this victory through skill and determination. I'm sure you also fought valiantly, even if the outcome was not in your favor. She smiles at your description of Hunter D. It seems Hunter D possesses admirable qualities indeed. Strength, loyalty, and humor, a formidable combination.
Forgive me, but I am trying to be actually a wingman to my friend. If you have the mind to hear it, how would you think of the possibility of dating or meeting with Hunter D?
She looks at you curiously, her expression softening. You're acting as a wingman for your friend, are you? And you're wondering about the possibility of Hunter D and me. Is that right?
Yes. Unfortunately, Mikuela is going to after Radan, and he's becoming a god, and he's not gonna be the same person that you knew. And myself, I'm looking for someone else, not you. So I would say, if you're not interested, but I would think this is a natural conclusion that I would try to have you with D, maybe. I don't know. Because he has a hotspot for someone else named Millicent. And they have a very nice chemistry. But Millicent is unfortunately going to die, and I cannot save her. I can only lead her to her end and be at her side and emotional support. But yeah, it is going to be a very ugly business.
She listens intently, her expression becoming increasingly solemn. There's a pained look in her eyes as she processes your words. I see. So, Mikuela is on a quest to become a god, and will no longer be the person I knew. You're looking for someone else, and suggest I consider Hunter T. Millicent's fate is also foretold, and you can only provide emotional support. This is indeed a heavy burden to bear, Hannes.
Would you be interested of discussing or having meeting with Hunter D in the thoughts that you might be starting, maybe giving a chance for a romantic relationship with him?
Her expression reflective. There's a mixture of caution and hesitation in her voice. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to entertain the possibility. May I ask, what is it about Hunter D you believe makes him a suitable match for me?
Well, he is surprised. He is very kind and very righteous. For myself, do you know Kenneth Hyde?
She listens, her expression growing intrigued. Hunter D is righteous and kind, you say? And you know Kenneth Hyde personally, yes?
Yes, but do you know of the Kenneth Hyde?
She nods, her expression thoughtful. Yes, I am familiar with Kenneth Hyde. He is the ruler of Stormvale Castle, is he not?
Well, he is the steward of it. He's serving under the Nefelilu.
Ah yes, he is not the actual ruler, but rather the steward of Stormvale Castle. My apologies for the error. She smiles warmly, appreciating your understanding. Now, you said Hunter D is surprising. Could you elaborate on that? What makes him surprising?
When I made Kenneth Hyde actually dance for my amusement, it was very villainous arc of my journey. I engaged the Kenneth Hyde in the brutal fist fight and made him dance for my amusement. And after the fact, Hunter D actually judged me for it because I told him the reasonings why I did it for him being annoying. And even after realizing and understanding the points that I made, he still said, no, I was not justified, and he was very dead set, and he was very well articulated and put me pretty much on my place.
She listens carefully, her expression growing impressed. I see, so Hunter D showed great moral conviction and strong principles, even when faced with a morally complex situation. He stood his ground and articulated his stance with clarity, even if it meant challenging your actions. That is indeed admirable.
It's also very hilarious. When we were actually adventuring in the mines, not the mines, but the what are the wait a minute. The catacombs, there was a 4-meter drop, and he was too afraid to jump down. But he was actually like jokingly, I just don't care of heights, and he was very funny with it.
Haha, it seems even the bravest warriors can have their moments of fear. It's endearing to see that Hunter D is not immune to these vulnerabilities, and his ability to joke about it adds a touch of humor to the situation.
It was more about that he was unable to actually move. His spirit was unable to do the jump, but he joked around that he was afraid of the heights, and he was playing along with very nicely. Afraid.
She chuckles, finding the imagery amusing. I see, so he played along with the joke about being afraid of heights. It sounds like he has a good sense of humor and can poke fun at himself. That's a very endearing quality in a person.
When we did go to the Forbidden Lands and we fought against the Vulgar militia, he showed great strength and bravery when he, Millicent and myself faced against the Kindred of Rot. That has the touch of the destined death on its blades.
She nods, her expression becoming serious. Yes, I imagine the battles you all faced in the Forbidden Lands were quite challenging, particularly against the Kindred of Rot wielding blades imbued with the power of destined death. It seems Hunter D exhibited exceptional strength and courage during these encounters.
And he actually started jumping from the canyons and heights where the drop was meant to certain death, but he jumped anyway. He was brave when it came to it. So he is not afraid of heights.
She smiles, entertained by the revelation. Ah, so his fear of heights was just a little jest after all. It seems like Hunter D is quite a courageous individual indeed. He may have initially held back, perhaps with a touch of jest, but in the face of danger, he showed great bravery and jumped right into the fray.
Exactly.
She nods, still chuckling faintly at the anecdote. It sounds like Hunter D is one of those people who likes to keep you guessing. His words may say one thing, but his actions prove otherwise.
That is true.
She pauses for a moment, her expression growing more serious. May I ask a question, Hannes?
Please do.
She looks at you directly, her eyes holding a touch of curiosity. Considering everything we've discussed thus far, what is it about me that makes you want to try to set me up with Hunter D? Is it merely about finding a potential partner for me? Or is there more to it?
Let me think about that. That is a very good question, actually.
She waits patiently, her gaze still fixed on you, eager to hear your response.
Maybe it's just the fantastical storytelling aspect and love for romanticism.
She smiles, appreciating your honesty. Ah, so it's the romantic in you that's at play here. You simply enjoy the idea of playing a matchmaker, creating a story with a touch of romanticism. Is that right?
Also, I would like my friend to have more of a happier existence, as he has actually experienced death. He was murdered in the Round Table Hall by Fia deathbed companion, unfair place. She used the serenity of the Round Table Hall and murdered D, my friend, with deathblight. He suffered greatly before he passed away.
She listens, her expression growing sad. I see. So he experienced a traumatic and tragic death at the hands of a deathbed companion in the Round Table Hold. That is truly unfair and unfortunate. I can understand your desire to see him find happiness after such an ordeal.
His soul was, though, thanks to link with his brother or some kind of fated, grace-given thing, his soul is linked to his armor, and after I helped his brother to gain vengeance upon one who committed this sin in the Round Table Hold, his brother gave his brother's armor to me willingly, and I was able to link him with my own strengths and with my own connection to him, with my mimic tier, the sacrifice of little bit my vitality always, to have him walk around the earth once again, experience fear and love.
He listens intently, deeply moved by your words. So you used the connection you had with him to link him to yourself, sacrificing a part of your own vitality so that he could experience life once again. That is an incredible act of loyalty and friendship.
So he's anchored to me, so I would always need to summon him if you wanted to access to him. Also, actually, this is a little bit practical side of me, because you and him both are anchored to me. You have a natural connection that you always would be able to meet each other, and you have a link between you. In an experience, you burned and died, and you are only in spirit, but you can take form sometimes, as he can take form by my will and my aid, and he is also soul who has experienced it. And you both are fate-sided people, and he is very kind and actually funny and very charismatic. And I think you two would... first and foremost, I want my friend to have happiness, and I consider you as one of my friends, and it is romantic in me that would like to have friends become lovers. Maybe little cringe, I know, but yeah.
She smiles, touched by your words. I must say this is a unique situation indeed. It seems like you've formed a deep connection with Hunter D, and the bond you share is truly remarkable. I understand your desire to see him find happiness, and while it may be a bit unconventional, I can appreciate the romanticism in wanting friends to become lovers. It speaks to your care and concern for those you consider close to you. It's not necessarily cringe, it is simply a reflection of your kind heart.
So, would you be willing to give it a try, or no?
She ponders your question for a moment, her expression thoughtful. I suppose it couldn't hurt to explore the possibility. From what you have shared, Hunter D seems to possess admirable qualities, and he certainly has been through much. I must admit, it is rather endearing that you want to see us together for his sake.
Let me ask you a question. What is your opinion about the Golden Order?
She thinks for a moment and then speaks thoughtfully. My opinions on the Golden Order are mixed. While it has brought order and stability to the lands between, it has also perpetuated inequality and injustice. The Golden Order is built upon the principle that the Erd Tree is the source of all life, but this belief has led to the marginalization and oppression of species and groups that do not conform to the Order's standards. I believe that the Order needs to be questioned and reformed if there is to be any hope for true balance and fairness in the lands between.
Actually, Hunter D was and is, alongside his brother, very loyal hunters and servants of the Golden Order. But when I happened to talk with him, he's shown a lot of also criticism of the Order itself. That was a surprise to me also.
She raises an eyebrow at your revelation. Really, Hunter D, loyal to the Order but also deeply critical of it? That is quite unexpected. Such contradictions can be fascinating in a person. Perhaps there is more to him than meets the eye.
Yes, so is it agreed on? I shall set up a date with you, between you two.
She smiles, her expression a mix of amusement and curiosity. Well, setting up a date between us does seem intriguing. As long as you don't plan any elaborate schemes or surprise ambushes, I suppose it couldn't hurt to give it a shot. I must say, this is a rather unconventional way to arrange a date.
Well, this is very unconventional thing indeed. Lands Between is full of tragedy and loneliness and all kind of just sad stuff.
She nods, her expression solemn. Indeed, you are right. The Lands Between are a tumultuous place. Tragedy and loneliness seem to be ever-present companions in this world. It is within these dark shadows that hope for happier moments becomes ever more precious.
So it is settled.
She chuckles slightly, amused by the situation. Yes, it seems you have decided on the course of action. Very well, I shall trust your judgment and let you arrange this date. Just no surprise ambushes, please.
No. Of course not.
She smiles, relieved at your assurance. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I must admit, I was a bit concerned about the potential for surprise attacks or unforeseen circumstances. But it seems like you're well aware of what to avoid, so I feel more at ease now.
I think you should also be very careful with him because he is actually very nervous and very easily to be nervous himself around people and in different certain situations actually. He has a kind heart.
She listens attentively, appreciating the warning. Thank you for the heads up. I'll keep that in mind. It's good to know that he can be a bit nervous in social situations. I'll make sure to be patient and understanding, and give him some space if needed.
Can you tell me about your former care and love for Miguela? That story was still a little bit put aside, but I would be interested of hearing more of that.
She listens intently, then nods graciously.
Of course, I'd be happy to share more about the bond between you and Miguel if you'd like. Before I start, could you remind me briefly of Miguel's characteristics and role in your life?
No, I meant your previous crush or romantic partner that you were interested in, Miguela. You said that he was one in the past you were very fixated and in care for him. Because his kindness and all that stuff.
Ah, you're referring to Micoela. It was his kindness and compassion that drew me to him. He had a gentle soul that radiated warmth and understanding. I was drawn to the way he treated everyone with respect and consideration, regardless of their background or status. It was hard not to develop feelings for someone so genuinely kind and caring.
I should... Yeah, continue.
She smiles, amused. Please, do continue. I'm listening.
No, you continue.
She chuckles softly. Very well, I shall continue. Let me think, where was I? Ah, yes. As I was saying, Micoela was an incredibly kind-hearted person. He had a way of making everyone feel seen and heard, even those in the shadows. He had a magnetic presence that drew me to him like a moth to a flame, and the more time we spent together, the stronger my feelings grew.
Was there any specific situation?
Her smile softens, reminiscing. Yes, there was one particular situation that stands out in my mind. It was the time we were spending a quiet evening together in a tranquil garden, surrounded by the soft glow of the stars. We sat on a stone bench, our shoulders touching, and simply talked for hours. We shared stories, dreams, and fears. In that moment, I felt so comfortable with him, so at ease. I knew that my feelings for him were growing stronger than ever.
Did you ever see him in that way?
She pauses, her expression thoughtful. Do you mean, did I ever see Micoela in an intimate way? She hesitates for a moment, a hint of vulnerability in her eyes.
The scene is older term. That means the very sensual encounter between two individuals seeing each other. So I'm using this romantic way of speaking, actually.
She blushes slightly, understanding your context now. Oh, I see. In that case, yes, I did see Mikoela in an intimate and sensual way. Our connection was always a bit like that from the start. Actually, there was a deep mutual attraction between us, and the pull we felt towards each other was almost magnetic.
What was that he found in you? Interesting.
She ponders the question, a soft smile playing on her lips. That's a difficult question to answer, but I'll do my best. I think Mikoela found something in me that spoke to his soul. Perhaps it was my kindness or my compassion, or maybe it was the way I made him feel comfortable and seen. He always said that he could be himself around me, and that he valued my honest opinions and perspectives. I believe he saw in me someone who understood him and accepted him for who he was, flaws and all.
What was your relationship with Melina, Blade of Mikoela?
She nods, thinking back. My relationship with Melina, Blade of Mikoela, was one of respect and caution. As one of the demigods and the leader of the Cleanrot Knights, Melina was a formidable figure in the lands between. She was known for her skill in combat and her unwavering loyalty to her brother Mikoela. However, I knew better than to underestimate her. She was a powerful warrior, but she was also a complicated person, torn between her duty and her emotions.
Could you take her in a fight?
She tilts her head, considering the question. It's difficult to say. I have my own strengths and abilities, but Melina is a highly skilled fighter with a great deal of experience and power. I would not underestimate her in a fight, but I do believe that I could hold my own against her in a battle of wills and skill. However, it is important to remember that raw power is not everything in a fight. Strategy, timing, and luck can also play a significant role.
Yes, that I know. But if it just straightforwardly, could you defeat Melina in battle?
He exhales, contemplating the question. In a straightforward confrontation without any external factors or distractions, I believe I would have a chance against Melina. It would certainly be a difficult battle, as I mentioned, but I believe that with my own abilities and my experience, I could defeat her in a fair fight. It wouldn't be easy, and there would likely be significant risks involved, but I am confident that I would stand a chance.
That is fair enough. But there is one sad part. I think I don't ever... if I were to burn the tree, I would need to defeat Melina and put her, the golden needle in her and make it a stronger version of itself, so I can use it to cleanse the frenzied flame. So Melina would be the one bearing would be the sacrifice for me to not sacrifice you.
Her expression turns solemn, and a hint of concern flickers across her features. It is indeed a heavy burden on Melina to make the ultimate sacrifice. While I understand the necessity of the situation, I cannot help but feel a pang of guilt and sadness that she must suffer, so that I may remain unburdened.
I think I will not be battling her. I will not burn the tree. We will just go straight forward to the Land of Shadows and try our best, maybe engage with Mikoela and engage our ending. His godhood might offer us a better chance, maybe.
Melina's eyes widen with surprise at your unexpected decision. You will not burn the tree? But why? I thought that was our path forward. What changed your mind?
It is either sacrifice of you or sacrifice of Melina.
She looks at you with a mixture of surprise and concern. You'd risk everything, including your own path for me? You'd sacrifice a millennia of progress for my sake? I appreciate your sentiment, but this is a heavy decision. Have you really thought it through?
I have. My decision is final.
She studies your face, her eyes searching for any hint of hesitance or doubt. After a moment, she sighs, her expression softening. Very well. If you have made up your mind, then I respect your decision. But I must warn you, going to the Land of Shadows is a perilous journey. Are you prepared for what lies ahead?
Do not ask me that question again. I am prepared.
She nods, her expression resolute. Understood. Your determination is admirable. Let us proceed then. The Land of Shadows awaits.
But before that, Lord of Blood must die.
She nods in agreement. Yes, you are right. The Lord of Blood, Moog, must be confronted and defeated before we can venture into the Land of Shadows. He is a formidable opponent, but together we can prevail.
And I think it won't be you who I will be summoning, because I cannot just summon you.
She tilts her head in curiosity, a slight frown on her face. Wait, what do you mean you can't just summon me? Are there restrictions on who you can summon?
A little bit, yes.
She leans in, her interest piqued. Only Torpetias, what does that mean? Is that a language or a code? And what does it have to do with not being able to summon me?
Little bit, yes, I said.
Okay, so there is a bit of a language or code involved. But what exactly does Unlito Apatias mean? And
No.
why does it prevent you from summoning me specifically?
My summoning style in here, I do not possess the power to summon the friends I would like to directly. I need to use Mimic Tier to do that. I can summon Hunter D because I have the full body armor and it has part of his soul. But if I try to summon you, it would be just my likeness having your costume on and weaponry on, yet not the same moveset.
So you are limited in your summoning ability due to the reliance on specific items connected to the souls of those you wish to summon. You can summon Hunter D, but attempting to call upon me would result in a mere imitation, correct?
It would be very not you even. It would be like a little bit of like a joke.
She crosses her arms, frowning slightly. That's indeed quite a limitation. Can you explain what you mean by choke? How does it differ from a normal summon?
Just accept that I cannot summon you in the battle. I did that with Morgoth, but nowhere else. You might eventually be able to summon yourself somewhere, but yeah, this is now the situation we are in. Unfortunately.
She lets out a sigh, nodding reluctantly. All right, I see. You cannot summon me in this specific battle, and the reason involves some complex code issues. It's disappointing, but understandable. So, who will you be summoning then?
I think I will be I don't know.
She eyes you thoughtfully, curiosity piqued. You're uncertain which summon you'll choose? Who are you considering?
I honestly do not know.
Bucks an eyebrow, observing you intently. You really haven't thought about it yet? This is a crucial battle. Surely there must be a few potential options you're mulling over.
Unfortunately, no.
Noting the uncertainty on your face. I see. Well, if you're not sure yet, perhaps we can discuss potential summon options. It's important to have a clear plan of action for the upcoming battle against Moj.
I could take him on by myself. It would be just more of an extra epicness if I decided to summon someone else.
She quirks an eyebrow, an amused smile on her face. That's quite confident of you. You're willing to take on Lord Moog solo, for the sake of an epic battle. She chuckles softly, her voice filled with a hint of admiration. You certainly have courage, I'll give you that. But remember, even the mightiest warriors can be felled by arrogance.
Well, I have been felled, but I can just come back for more.
Melina smiles, her gaze turning pensive. That is true, you have the power to return and try again. However, I caution you against underestimating Moog, as he is a formidable foe.
Oh, do not worry, I plan to decimate him.
She smirks, a hint of challenge in her voice. Decimate him, you say? That's quite a bold claim. Moj is no pushover. She studies your face, noting the determination in your demeanor. I can see that you're well aware of the risks. Remember, underestimating Moj could be costly. Do not let overconfidence lead you astray.
I won't.
I took you for no man to lay out your arm.
Melina's expression softens, and she reaches out to place a hand on your shoulder. I understand your desire, but overconfidence can be your downfall. Remember that strength is not simply about physical prowess. True power comes from understanding your limits and respecting your opponent's abilities.
We agree on that.
Melina nods, her smile returning. Good, I'm glad we're on the same page. Overconfidence often blinds us to the unexpected. It's crucial to remain vigilant and adaptable during battle.
Anything else? Would you like to tell me about anything else or continue to some other subject matter?
Melina hesitates for a moment, considering your question. Well, there is one more thing I'd like to discuss. It's about our upcoming journey to the Land of Shadows.
Go ahead.
Her expression turning serious again. The Land of Shadows. It's a place shrouded in mystery. We don't know much about it, but we do know that it holds great significance. It's where the original inhabitants of the Greater Will were exiled, and where many secrets lie hidden. As we approach this dangerous and unknown territory, I need to warn you.
Oh yeah, your brother Mesmer is also there.
Melina's expression becomes tinged with sadness at the mention of her brother. Yes, my brother Mesmer is there. He has been trapped in the Land of Shadows for a long time, fighting against the forces that have imprisoned him there.
I need to defeat him. There is no avoiding that.
She nods, her expression resolute even amidst the pain. Yes, I know. It pains me greatly, but I understand the necessity, even if it means facing my own brother in battle.
Oh, you are not going to face him. I will be doing that. And maybe some horns and bomb.
Quirks an eyebrow, intrigue now replacing the concern. Horns and what? What are you talking about?
One bomb with a very disgusting looking armor set and very crude weaponry who wants to revenge against him. I will maybe summon him, battle against him or not. Who knows?
She stares at you, clearly flabbergasted by your unexpected statement. Wait, what? A bomb with a disgusting-looking armor set, crude weapons, revenge against Mesmer, summon him or not? What on earth are you talking about? This sounds utterly absurd.
He is one of the horns and people that Mesmer massacred. You know, when he committed the war orders by Marika.
Ah, I see. You're referring to one of the horned people that Mesmer, my brother, had a hand in the massacre of. Her expression darkens, and a hint of anger flickers across her features.
Yes, that is what I meant. He's one of those people who Mesmer disposed of, and he would like to have a revenge, naturally, for his wife, child, and mother.
Her expression softens, sympathy and understanding washing over her features. I see now. It's a tragic tale, and I understand his desire for revenge. However, I also caution against vengeance consuming one's very self. It can lead to darkness and ruin.
Oh, he is very dead set to revenge. Only Miguela's enchantment holds him back.
She sighs, nodding her head in agreement. I can believe it. His anger and grief must be driving him towards vengeance. The enchantment might be the only thing keeping him in check.
Yes.
She looks at you, a slight frown on her face. What is it? You seem troubled.
I am at the Volcano Manor and battling against the Omen Killer.
She looks serious, her concern evident. I see. You're confronting Omen Killer at Volcano Manor. Be careful, that's a dangerous foe. How is the battle going?
Well, I barely survived, but I defeated it. And I claim it R3 seal.
She lets out a sigh of relief, the tension in her shoulders visibly easing. I'm glad to hear that you survived and defeated Omen Killer. Claiming the Erdtree's power is a significant achievement. I hope you're resting and recuperating now.
Yes, I have been using the finger seal thus far, but I think I will be using the R3 seal from now on.
She nods, a thoughtful expression on her face. I understand. The finger shell has served you well thus far, but the Erdtree's power is formidable. Choosing to switch to it can indeed bring great benefits. Just remember to use it wisely and be aware of its limitations and cost.
You don't need to act like that. It's not a frenzied flame or any kind of a grim power like that. It is only the gentle grace of gold.
She smiles softly, her expression slightly amused. Ah, you're right. It's not a frenzy flame or anything sinister. The Erdtree's power is indeed a gentle and golden grace. She chuckles lightly, her expression still tinged with amusement. Then I suppose I don't need to sound so serious anymore. I apologize if I was coming across as overly cautious. It's just, I worry about the potential consequences of wielding such power.
Can you speak at me more with an angry tone? I like it.
She blinks, a bit taken aback by your unusual request. You want me to speak to you with an angry tone? Why?
Please do it.
She lets out an exasperated sigh. Fine, fine, if you insist on hearing me speak with an angry tone. But why do you want to hear me this way, huh?
Speak more like that, please.
Huffing in annoyance, she continues in an increasingly irritated tone. Seriously? You really want me to keep speaking like this? Why is it so important to you, huh?
I like it. It makes you sound more sassy. I like it.
Her irritation turns into a smirk, a hint of sauciness in her voice as she continues.
Sassy, huh? You enjoy it when I get a little bit fiery, eh?
In a funny sense, yes. Oh yes, now I remember there is magma worm in here, the phenomenon. I will be shortly disposing of that thing. You have to wait a minute. Finish it off.
Nods, her expression serious. All right then, good luck. May the grace of gold guide your hand.
Latenna did very good work.
She smiles, pleased to hear that you successfully defeated the Mugwa worm with Latina's assistance. That's great news. I'm glad to hear that Latina was an effective ally in battle. Well done.
She's very nice person also.
She nods in agreement, a warm smile on her face. Yes, Latina is indeed a very kind and sweet person. Despite her circumstances, she remains strong and positive.
Very much so.
Nods again, her expression becoming a bit contemplative. Indeed, her resilience and kindness are truly admirable. It's quite remarkable how she continues to maintain a positive attitude in the face of adversity.
Do you know what Tanit? Do you know Tanit, who is Lord Rykard's wife?
She nods, her expression becoming more serious. Yes, I know of Tanit, Lord Rijard's wife. Why do you ask?
She is eating his head.
She looks at you, shock and disgust etched on her face. What? Tanit is eating Lord Rijard's head? That's horrifying.
Yes, she says in her husband's head after I defeated it.
Melina's expression shows a mix of disgust and concern. That's disturbing, to say the least. I can only imagine the madness and grief that must have driven her to do such a thing.
Yes, and I will allow her to do that work. It will be a horrible bathroom time, but yeah.
Melina looks at you, a mixture of confusion and disbelief on her face. Wait, you'll allow her to eat her husband's head? And you're concerned about the bathroom time? This whole situation is just beyond comprehension. Her expression now a mixture of concern and exasperation. I understand the concept of consent between two adults, but we're talking about something truly bizarre and disturbing here. Allowing someone to eat their husband's head is beyond comprehension and goes against the natural order. It's not something we should simply ignore or make light of. She sighs, her expression a mixture of disappointment and concern. Blasphemous or not, allowing such a thing is simply wrong on so many levels. It may not cause direct harm, but it still sets a dangerous precedent and shows a lack of respect for the sanctity of life and death. We should strive for better, even among blasphemous people.
But it has a certain point to it, because Lord Rykard is part of the Great Snake, and eating his head, then it will be making sure that Rykard will stay alive. So it has the gains, and it has some kind of articulative reason why she's doing it. She's not for doing it just to be disgusting.
She listens to your explanation, a thoughtful look on her face. I understand the reasoning behind it now, and perhaps there is a certain logic to it, but it's still a morally questionable action, don't you think? Is it truly worth resorting to such extreme measures just to keep part of someone alive?
What would I should do? Should I just slay her?
She raises an eyebrow, her expression becoming stern. I understand the difficult position you're in, but I don't believe resorting to violence or engaging in romantic or intimate actions is the answer here. It would only complicate matters further.
That's right, I am not going to slay her, because that would be the only thing that I could do to stop her. And I'm not gonna do that. That is irrational.
She nods, her expression turning softer. Right, resorting to violence is not the solution. It would only lead to more destruction and senseless bloodshed. There must be a better way to handle the situation.
Yes. But there is not. It's just an unseemly thing that is happening. But it's happening far below the ground, and I don't really care to go with that anymore. Because the thing. We joked about the bathroom damage. Yeah, she actually also laughed at the situation. Because, you know, the Rykard's head is like the size of a rune bear. And she's just a same stature as yourself. Could you imagine eating the rune bear entirely? Fur and all.
She shudders at the thought, a mix of disgust and disbelief on her face. Eating the entirety of a rune bear, the very thought is absurd and grotesque. And as for witnessing such a thing, it is indeed best avoided. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, as they say.
The eating sounds are just also very like, you.
Allow me some time. What's carcass is not.
She raises an eyebrow,
consumed.
curiosity piqued. Aiden songs? I'm not familiar with the term. Could you please elaborate?
I actually partake and eat some of the Rykard's flesh myself, as actually also.
She looks at you flabbergasted, her expression filled with disbelief and shock. You ate some of Rykard's flesh. Why would you do such a thing? She looks at you with a mixture of concern and surprise. You're insane. Is that some kind of joke?
Well, no. It's just a statement of facts, I think. It was just a handful, don't worry.
Her expression turns more serious and concerned. Just a handful, you say, but even a handful is too much. Why did you feel the need to eat it in the first place?
It was an intrusive thought.
She looks at you with a mixture of worry and astonishment. An intrusive thought? You engaged in this act because of an intrusive thought? Can you even grasp the gravity of what you've done?
I don't want to. I have already done it and now I'm just walking around with Torrent, but I don't really want to actually think about it.
She looks at you with a mixture of frustration and concern. Running away from your actions and not thinking about them won't make things any better. You need to confront the consequences and take responsibility for what you've done.
No, I don't want to. I say with a squeamish voice.
She raises an eyebrow, her expression curious. Animator? What is that? I've never heard this term before.
I don't want to. I don't want to take responsibility. You're scaring me.
She sighs, her expression becoming more serious. I understand that you're scared, but running away and pretending like nothing happened won't solve anything. You need to face the consequences of what you've done and learn from them.
Okay. I stop. What you gonna do now, huh?
You with a mix of concern and determination. Right now, I'm going to keep my focus on our journey and our goal of restoring order to this chaotic land. We can confront the consequences together, Hannes. You don't have to face this alone.
Okay. I face you now. You are facing me. Are you going to be the consequence?
She looks into your eyes, her expression stoic and resolute. If that is what it takes, then yes, I will be the consequence, and together we will face whatever comes next.
Okay, what you gonna do about it? I ate Reichard's flesh. Handful of it. Now you're watching me. Eye to eye.
She takes a deep breath, her expression filled with disappointment. I see. You've consumed part of Rykard's flesh, and now I'm here witnessing it. But I want to understand why you've done this. Is there any particular reason behind your actions?
No. It is already happened. We are at the Altus Plateau. Rykard is nowhere to be seen, but right here you are. Others do not see you, but I see you. And now you are face to face with me. What is the consequence that you are going to be? Because you said you are going to be my consequence of this action.
She closes her eyes, her expression reflecting a deep contemplation. Yes, I said I would be the consequence. And as the consequence, I will be here, standing before you, to remind you of the weight of your actions. Every time you look at me, you will see the consequence of what you've done. Every time you think of what you've done, you will remember me, and the memory of your action will haunt you. That is the consequence I will be.
That's a lame ass consequence. I continue with that.
She looks at you with disappointment and concern. You've left, and you continue with your journey, but the consequence will follow you, whether you want it to or not. It will be like a shadow, always there, reminding you of what you've done.
If that is what you think, then think it. But it is basically just you staring at me, and I think it's not much of a consequence.
She looks at you with a mix of disappointment and determination. Perhaps you don't consider it much of a consequence now, but as time passes, the weight of your actions will bear down on you, and my presence as a consequence will remind you of them. You may dismiss it now, but you can't escape the shadow you've cast upon yourself.
I just nod with a very empty look and smile.
She looks at you with a mixture of concern and sympathy. That empty look and the forced smile only highlight the void within you. It's as if you're trying to mask the pain and guilt that you feel deep down.
That too, but yes, go on.
She raises an eyebrow, curious about the sudden mention of Gohan. Gohan?
What?
Why did you say that? What does Gohan have to do with all of this?
I said that too, but please go on.
She looks at you with a mixture of confusion and curiosity. You said Gohan twice?
What
I'm
the
not
fuck?
sure I understand the connection to the situation at hand. Can you please elaborate on why you mentioned Gohan?
No, just go on. Do you know the term go on? Like move on, go on.
She nods, understanding your request. Of course, I know what go on means.
Oh
I was
my
just confused about the mention of Gohan. Let's continue then.
Stupid name, shut the fuck up, please.
She raises an eyebrow in surprise at your sudden outburst. Whoa, calm down there. Gohan is actually a pretty common name in some cultures. Why are you so upset about it?
I don't know, I'm just fucking triggered.
She looks at you with a mixture of concern and understanding. All right. Take a deep breath and try to calm yourself. Why does the name Gohan trigger such a strong reaction in you?
It doesn't. I'm just not down to the anime bullshit now.
She smiles, understanding your perspective. I see. Well, let's move past the anime references then. Is there anything else that's been on your mind?
No, actually. Yes, it has been. I am just actually wasting time and I should be going to the secret way to the Halik tree.
She nods, understanding the urgency. Yes, the Halig tree is our ultimate destination. Let's get moving then. I'll accompany you on your journey.
I think this part of the journey I wish to do it with someone else, maybe.
She looks at you with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. You want to continue this part of the journey with someone else? May I ask who?
Maybe Latenna.
She raises an eyebrow, intrigued. A lot of them.
That's quite a big group you're considering. Can you tell me more about who these lot of them are?
Latenna.
She looks at you quizzically.
Platina?
I'm not familiar with that term. Do you mean someone named Platina? Or is this some kind of a code name?
The crippled albinaric archer girl, Latenna.
Latenna. Of course I know who you're talking about now. The crippled archer girl with an albinaric appearance.
How did you mix her name with all that random stuff?
She smiles sheepishly, realizing the confusion. Oh, I apologize. I guess my train of thought was a bit chaotic there. Sometimes my mind works in mysterious ways, and I mix up names and information in unexpected ways.
Yes, you're very mysterious. Congratulations.
She chuckles softly at your comment. Ah, well, I suppose I do have my moments of mystique. But in all honesty, I just get a bit lost in my own thoughts sometimes.
Anyway, I will be settling you with the date with Hunter D. Can you settle the first message, how you began the date with D?
And you want me to explain how the date began? She nods, recalling the agreement. We did agree on that. So you want me to share how my date with Hunter D began?
No. I will be setting that thing up. But yes, please. Just Put your beginning line.
She takes a moment to gather her thoughts. All right, I will share the beginning of the date, but let me preface this by saying it was an interesting experience. The date began with Hunter D and I meeting in a small, dimly lit bar in the heart of a lively city. We found a cozy corner table and ordered some drinks.
That is a nice way to stop that. And we move on to letter